We all face problems. That's just part of life, right? But what's really fascinating is that while our struggles might be similar, the way we respond to them is totally different. Some of us, well, we break under the pressure. Some of us get harder, we build up walls, and then there are a few who do something amazing. They actually change the situation around them. So today, we're going to dig into a really simple but powerful story that asks one big question. When things get tough, what do you become?
So let me just ask you that directly. When life really turns up the heat and puts you in that metaphorical boiling water, when the pressure is just immense, how do you really respond? There's this fantastic old parable about a carrot, an egg, and a handful of coffee beans that gives us a brilliant way to think about our own reactions. Let's see how it all plays out.
So our story kicks off with a young woman who is just completely at her wit's end. She goes to her father, who happens to be a wise old chef, and just lets it all out. She's tired, she feels like she's just trapped in this never-ending cycle of problems, and honestly, she's about ready to just give up. And that's a feeling I think a lot of us can understand, can't we? Now, her father, he doesn't just sit her down for a lecture. No, instead, he does something kind of strange. He leads her into the kitchen, he takes out 3 pots, fills them with water, and brings them all to a boil, same exact condition for all 3. Then, into the first, he puts a carrot, into the second, an egg, and into the third, he adds some coffee beans. And his daughter? She just stands there totally confused, watching him let them boil without saying a single word. Okay, so after about 20 minutes, the experiment's done. He turns off the stove, takes each item out, and lines them up. And then he asks this really simple question that starts the whole lesson. What do you see? Now, on the surface, the answer seems obvious, right? But he's pushing her to look a whole lot deeper. So first up, they look at the carrot. Now, this thing went into the boiling water hard, really firm, looked strong. But after facing that adversity, it came out totally soft, limp, weak. The intense heat completely zapped all its strength. I mean, it's the perfect picture of burnout, isn't it? You start out strong, but that constant pressure just wears you down until you feel like there's nothing left. Next, he gestures to the egg. It went in with this delicate liquid center, protected by just a thin outer shell. But after being in the exact same boiling water, the inside became hard, solid. See, the adversity didn't break it from the outside, it actually hardened it from the inside out. And this is what can happen to us, right? We build up these walls, the pain makes us create this tough, defensive shell, but we kind of risk losing our softness, our compassion along the way. And now, this is the real turning point in the story. The carrot and the egg, they were both changed by the water. They were just passive, reacting to what was happening to them. But the coffee beans? Oh, they were totally unique. They did something completely and utterly different. Get this. The coffee beans didn't just survive the boiling water, they transformed it. They released their own essence, their fragrance, their flavor, and they changed that water from something harsh and painful into something brand new, something rich and aromatic. They changed the very environment that was supposed to break them. So here's the key takeaway. The boiling water, it's just a metaphor. It's all the challenges we face in life. The pressure, the personal struggles, the heartbreak, the pain. It is the one constant that tests every single one of us. The variable isn't the water. The variable is what we're made of. And this is where the lesson comes right back to you and me. We have to ask ourselves, are you a carrot? Do you start out feeling strong, determined, but when life's heat gets turned up, you just feel yourself getting soft, losing your resolve, and getting worn down by it all? Or maybe you're the egg. Did you start out with a tender heart, but life struggles have made you hard, maybe even cynical on the inside? Has pain made you build up those emotional walls, making you stiff and closed off from everything and everyone around you? And then, of course, there is that third option. Are you the coffee bean? When things are at their absolute worst, do you rise to the challenge and actually change the situation? Do you use that pressure to release your very best qualities, making things better not just for yourself, but for everyone else too? The lesson here is just so powerful, isn't it? Adversity, it's just an ingredient in your life. It's not the final meal. What truly defines you isn't the hardship you're facing. It's how you choose to react to it. The goal isn't just to get through the fire, it's to use that fire to bring out the absolute best in yourself, to improve your surroundings precisely when they're at their worst.
So maybe we can start to see our struggles in a new light. Maybe they don't show up in our lives to destroy us. Maybe, just maybe, they come to show us a strength and a potential we never even knew we had. Adversity isn't really the enemy. It's the test that reveals the incredible power you have hidden deep inside.
In the end, the choice is yours. You can be softened by your circumstances, you can be hardened by them, or you can be the one who transforms the very water that's testing you. So the next time life turns up the heat, remember this story. Remember the power that you hold. Be the coffee bean.